Welcome to the first episode of Business Inspire GY 2021. Happy New Year. Today we bring you tips from Action Coach Guyana that will serve you well as you progress in your business.
I'm Dr. Vishnu Durga with Action Coach Guyana, and today I really want to share with you 5 to 6 tips on how you can really make sure that your business, either if you started in 2020 and you're really looking at getting stronger and growing in 2021 and beyond, or if you were affected by the COVID pandemic and you did have to reinvent yourself, what are some of the things that you really need to put in place in order to make sure that your business doesn't become one of the business failure statistics that we hear so frequently about? Now, tip number one is be very, very clear on your vision. Right? And when we say vision, it's the purpose of the company. Remember that when you're a small company and it's just you and maybe a few employees, there might actually be a thought out there and even in your own head that this business is just supposed to give you some money. It's just supposed to make you some money, make you some profit, pay for your expenses, buy a car. And think about it. Other than yourself and maybe your business coach, nobody else is really interested in making you a lot of money. Your employees are thinking there about, what about their future? Is this business going to be around? The people who buy from you, technically they want to pay you as little as possible, so they're not too interested in you making a ton of money. So think about the bigger purpose, the bigger vision of the business you've started. If you're in pharmaceutical, maybe it is to bring accessible medicines to your community, right? Because people can actually support that type of vision, that type of purpose. If you're into fitness, you open the gym. Maybe it is, to make sure that people can actually be healthy and fit, not just when they're young, but also as they get older. That is what I'm talking about when I say be very clear about your vision and your purpose. Where are you going? Because that can allow not just you, your family, but also your team and your customers to really get on board. Tip number 2, we call it USP. And USP basically means your unique selling proposition. And that means, why will somebody come to you? Yes, there's another pharmacy down the road. Yes, there's a gym, across the road. What will really set you apart? What's different about you? And please don't tell me you want to be the cheapest, because being the cheapest is the fastest way to go out of business, because cheap businesses, profit margins are extremely slim. And sometimes it's not enough to pay the staff. And if it's not enough to pay the staff, it's not going to be enough to pay you. And you'll be looking, instead of growing the business, you'll be looking at the next opportunity, the next business. Where do you put your attention? And that's not very healthy. Good USPs are a really good level of customer service. And that's a little bit subjective, because good customer service for me might be different as good customer service for you. But maybe let's say if we take the gym example. Are you some kind of certified gym professional? Did you get some certification? Can you actually advise people on nutrition? If you are in the pharmacy world, are you actually the distributor for the products that you sell? Do you have some kind of document that says that you're the licensed representative? So something that your competition cannot easily copy. And remember, competition is all out there and they're looking at you. And some competition wants to do it the easy and the lazy way. They just look at what you do, and if they think it's good, they copy you as well. So find things that are very difficult to copy. Right? I'm a doctor in management. It took not just 4 years to actually do it, but it took all the 15 years before that to get to that point to be able to pursue it. It is not likely that my competition would want to put in all that time and all that research and all those long hours. So it gives me a little bit of a competitive advantage, maybe a big one. What does it need to be for you? Right? Can you be in a particular type of industry and you don't have the specialty? That's not going to last very long. So be very, very clear on your USP. Now, I mentioned this one already, but let's call it profit, and I'll just put here margin. Any business will have to pay certain expenses. It could be a rent, it could be the interest on your mortgage, it will need to be the employees, it will need to be your utilities. All those expenses are called fixed expenses, and they can be, for a small business, maybe $200,000 a month. For a bigger business, it could be $1 million or $2 million per month. That money has to be paid every single month. If you sell something, you don't sell something, you still got to pay the rent. You can't say, well, I didn't sell anything this particular month. Now, those fixed expenses have to be covered by your profit margin. There are two profit margins. Gross, which means all the money that you actually make on selling the product or the service, and net profit, which is after you take now these expenses. Guess which one you should be very interested in? I know you got it, a net profit margin. Because that's why you're actually investing into the business, right? Makes no sense you actually sell, make some gross profit, but all of it gets consumed by the business. You want to be left with something at the end of the day to take care of your own needs, to reinvest, etc. Now, it is very important that you look at what is the product or service currently being sold in the market. Is it a healthy margin? What will you contribute? What will you do differently that will allow you to charge at the market rate or higher, so that you can actually earn some income? Because if there were 3 pharmacies down the road and you open pharmacy number 4, unless you're doing something different, all you're doing is you're making 4 poor pharmacies. Because then all it becomes is about price, and none of the 4 might actually be able to earn any money. So we have to be very, very careful about locking in a very healthy profit. And just as general guidance, it would be good for you to talk to a professional about this. On goods, tangible products, it's usually recommended that your margins are somewhere between 20 and 40% gross margins. And for services, it is generally recommended that you are at 40 to 80%. Simple reason for that is that you cannot, if I don't sell this bottle of water, if I don't sell it today, I can put it on the shelf, I can sell it tomorrow. But in services, what we really sell is someone's time. So if I'm a barber, for example, and I had 4 hours worth of time to cut people's hair, and I only cut for 2 hours, I can't save these other 2 hours from today and take it across to tomorrow, right? It's impossible. So that's why my margin needs to be higher for the time that I cannot sell, for the time that I cannot sell. So next would be getting customers. Businesses really grow by getting customers into the door. And to do that, you have to be really conscious about who you serve. Right? Who are the people in the community? Yes, you're a pharmacy. Have you ever gone around and looked for the homes with people over 50? Right? It is likely that they may need a few medications. Do they know that you opened up? Does you as the new gym, did you actually go and visit maybe the schools? Maybe 4th form, 5th form kids want to have, really start taking care of their fitness as well. Maybe it might be business people in your community that may not find the time to actually do their health and fitness by themselves. Do they know that you exist? Business people consider themselves very busy. I would love for them to be productive and not busy. But maybe they're so busy that they don't notice that you have opened up and that you are a really good option for them. So tip number 4, first of all, make sure that you get the customers. And then to really keep a business growing, especially in 2021, you need to be able to keep your customers. When somebody buys from you the first time, all they're really doing is testing your product or service. That's all they're doing. They're taking a chance. They're taking a bet. And if you think about, the Guinnep salesman, for example, from the University of Guinnep, UG, what happens with them is that they know this really well. They know that first they need to get you to buy their product, but then they need to keep you. And what they do to make it very easy for you is they allow you to taste and then buy. Because as soon as you've tasted, they've taken away the risk. They've allowed you to now say, oh wait, I like this. And if they're a good Guinnep salesperson, they don't end up giving you the sour Guinneps after they lured you in with a very sweet Guinnep. So in order to keep customers, you need to give them what you promised them. So the first time you delivered at a very high level, your customers will always measure you by that level that you delivered to them in the beginning. So make sure that you do all you can to keep your customers, because as you keep them, your customer base grows, and as you keep adding them, and that's where the money in a business is really made, by your returning customers. And it's also those type of customers that will tell other people about you. You do not discount the power of word of mouth marketing. Anything that I could say about Action Coach, you expect me to say that. You say, hey, he's paid by Action Coach. It is 100 times more powerful when one of our clients tells somebody else, hey, stop wasting time and just go to these people. Let them help you and let them get you off the ground. When one of my clients says that, the person we can't even talk to them about getting started. They're just here and they're ready to get started. Are your customers doing that for you? And the only way your customers will ever do that for you is if you do your best in keeping them and serving them and making sure that you're product or service keeps getting better and better. And the final tip for today is building a team. When you start a new business or you go through a pandemic and you really had to be the captain and hold on to the steering wheel to keep your company going through it, it can be really easy to feel like Superman, Superwoman, because you know it all, you did it all, and you feel that without you, the business may fail. Now, I can guarantee you, there are people better than you out there. I know you may not believe me at the moment, but there are people better than you out there. There are people better than me out there. And the only way I can make sure that the company gets better at what it does is to bring people in that are better than I am. Because think about it, right? If I'm the best that there is in the company, the business will grow up to my level of competence or incompetence. If I don't see, well, Vishnu, you're not so good at the finance side, you need to bring in a finance professional that can bring an added layer of service to your clients that I couldn't do before. Because I bring that in, my clients say, wow, fantastic, I wasn't expecting this is so much better. Here, can we do some more business with you? Can I recommend that portion? What needs to happen with you? So you have a gym, fantastic, you're doing all the training. Maybe you're not so good on the nutrition side. You're not the best at it, you know a little bit. But what if you were to bring someone in who's a trained nutritionist? And then your clients say, well, this is what I've been waiting for because I keep doing all the exercises, but nothing happens. Nothing will happen if you don't eat correctly. Simple as that. So it is very important that you start selecting the team members that can really allow you to evolve the business. And my first advice is always start with the things that are low skill, low fun to you. And it's not really the thing that you should be focusing your time on. Most business owners earn about anywhere between 1,000 to 5,000 Ghana dollars per hour, right? Just do the math, look at the salary or look at the profit that the business is supposed to be earning, and you'll see that it's about between 1,000 to 5,000. Hopefully you're way beyond 5,000. But it's amazing to see how many business owners are actually doing work that is $200, $300, $400 per hour type of work. They're opening their business, they're cleaning, they're making phone calls, they're doing a ton of stuff. They're going and do bank deposits, right? All kinds of stuff that they're doing that is not worth the time that they're supposed to be earning. They're supposed to be leading the business, working on the strategy, going after the big customers, working on how will we add a new feature to the product, how will we get a new product line in. That is business owners' work. And if you don't have the team, you'll always think that you need to do it all. And you have to make sure that you recruit really good. It takes us about 100 candidates, sometimes 20, 30 interviews to get one quality person to add to our team. And the same thing goes for our clients. So don't think that the first person that walks in is going to be the best person for your company. You need to always be hiring and always be making sure that the culture in your company is one that can grow and can affect people positively. Those were, just 6 tips. You see them behind me. If you need any other feedback, please make sure that you reach out. Keep looking at BizInspire. The content that you're getting there, the stories that you're seeing, don't just look at them for your entertainment purpose. Look at them for your education purpose, because something that another business owner is doing in another region is something that you may be able to adopt wholeheartedly, or you might say, oh, wait, I can actually do this. You might be able to adapt it and then put it in use in your business. And there may also be some things that you hear that people have struggled with that you don't need to go through that struggle. Learn from other people's lesson. It's the fastest way to grow. I hope this is useful to you, and I look forward to you having a very fantastic 2021 and beyond.